Welcome to another Mindfulness Monday. This is your mindfulness awareness for the last week of January as we enter into February. We've got a powerhouse of different energies swirling throughout this week with the dark moon happening on the 28th, which is Tuesday the 28th, and the full moon coming in on January 31st. So that will be Friday, with Imbolc coming in the following week on the 3rd. And so there's a lot of opportunity as we walk into Imbolc to release energies that are no longer serving, as well as start attracting in and bringing in what we need, and to pull into our mindset to create and manifest with the new moon. And so when we're looking at this right now, as we're setting our intentions and our mindfulness awareness for this week, the very first card that came out was wisdom. Now, this wisdom card is coming in as a reminder that wisdom is not something that we seek out in text. This is coming in, this is ancestral wisdom. This is wisdom from that is born within you, wisdom that you find within your DNA, your souls, that's been passed down to you from your ancestors, and as well as the wisdom that they held as we look back on everything that they achieved. Now, with this wisdom card, I think it's really important to note that the creator of this deck actually intentionally drew the octopus upside down so that when you see this, it would be a representation of switching perspective. So a little bit of the Fool card in there too. And so this is this a stepping into this wisdom is not just looking at it narrowly minded, but actually stepping out into the whole picture of the wisdom that was held by our ancestors and our and the guides, what they're trying to bring forward. And I'm going to go a little bit deeper into that in just a minute. But the next card that we had come out was knowledge. So we've got this knowledge and wisdom card that is coming in together, and very much these are intertwined. So this is understanding the wisdom of the ancestors, that inner wisdom, that stuff that you already know that's been passed down to you, but also the wisdom that they held, and taking the knowledge of today and this world and figuring out how to implement the wisdom that was passed down to you, to really step in and start weaving together those two energies, the knowledge of this world and this time and the wisdom that was held. How do you create that? How do you take that information and weave it together so that it's relevant for these times? Because let's face it, what we're going through right now, this is not new. It's different, but the energies are very much formidable to what we've experienced or what our ancestors have experienced. And if for those of you who believe in past lives, we have done in past lives before. And so it is important to know how to take that wisdom, that inner knowing, and pull it together with the knowledge of today and how to create the connection to create new. And that's how we'll walk into this creativity card, which is coming up again. We're in this time of creativity, of needing new ideas, needing new perspectives, like with this wisdom. So taking this wisdom, taking this knowledge, and creating something new, taking that fire and allowing yourself to find the passion, find the desire, find that innerness to crave and desire something new. I got distracted as I'm looking at what it is coming up. The next card, which is this cutting ties card. We've got this cutting ties card also coming in, which is going to be so important for understanding how to work with the creativity energy that's being asked for, with this fire energy that's being asked to be looked at the moment. So in order to be able to start taking this wisdom and this knowledge and creating new things, is you're going to have to start cutting ties with the fear of stepping outside of the fluff, that going to those really raw places, this is really important for anybody who's in the spiritual community to understand that we have to go to those deep, raw places of emotion, because anger, frustration, all of that stuff has something to teach us. It cuts down right to what we are actually wanting and what we are desiring, more than just, well, I wish there was equality. This is why is it so important? When we have that why coming in from that anger and that frustration, we can start allowing ourselves to start seeing the different perspectives of wisdom, to actually start making the changes, to start actually tying in that wisdom to into creativity. But it starts with cutting the ties of those things that are preventing you, that are telling you need to be demure, or that you need to be soft and love and light only. Sometimes that love and light is actually coming in with raging fire to burn down the whole system and start new, because sometimes we need to burn the soil in order to create um, the nutrients that are needed in the soil to make plants grow more efficiently. And so that's what we're looking at. And so it's really allowing yourself to cut ties with that stuff that's holding you back, holding you from stepping into that power of that raw power of passion to create something new, because it's not floofy, it's not always the kind-heartedness. And so like it's really cutting ties with the idea that you have to always be standing in this don't ruffle feathers energy, that we're going to win everything by just pouring light into it. Well, sometimes that light that we're pouring is actually fire, and that fire illuminates and burns things down. And so when we're the last thing that we're looking at here, the last card that comes in is the Luna card, which I find very appropriate, especially with all the different lunar activities that are going on this week. But this card is all about those secret desires of things that you are wanting, those secret things that you're not allowed to say out loud. And sometimes that secret desire is the rage, is the fire, is the creativity. It's the stuff that you don't want to say because you don't want people to look at you and be like, oh no, we can't go there because we're supposed to be love and light all the time. No, this is what is my brain just heard, what is the dark side of your moon? What are those darker spots? And this is not talking about the side that is me only and super focused on self, but focused on what is right, the justice of it all, the wanting everyone to win, the equality. What are those things within you, those what starts a fire under you when these different topics come up that make you want to rebel, make you want to resist? It's time to start stepping into that resistance, cutting the ties that resistance is going to affect you negatively. Because the truth is there's going to be a lot of negative things that go on, but you get to choose what it is that you want to stand for. And at the end of the day, you have to be okay with what it is that you continue to stand for, you continue to fight, where you're putting your passion, your fire, and your creativity. Where are you putting your wisdom and your knowledge to create what we need going forward, what we need for the future? So that is what we're looking at as far as mindset throughout this week, is really just stepping into what is all of the wisdom that I know. What is the wisdom I've learned from the ancestral work that I have done, from what I know of that the ancestors have done in the past? How does that apply to today's world? What can I create with that? And what ties do I need to cut from myself that are holding me back, holding you back from allowing yourself to step into that passion and that fire and actually just start creating doing those darker things. And by darker things, like you said, this is more about, like, those no things. Oh, you're not supposed to do that. Well, we're in a time where we need some of that. We need to stop playing safe, and we need to start making real stand up resistance. And that's going to require creativity, knowledge, and wisdom.